2017. It was created when I wanted to do something to help the women and just community. And yeah, it hit it off. It went really well. We started getting women who are housewives. I was training them, and they were going in the kitchen, learning how to become sous chefs. And what better cooks than women? Because they already cook anyway, So it was really good. And yeah, slowly the word got out. I started helping more women, and Namji became popular. And keeping in mind, I'd never cooked for a kitchen before. My mom was on iPad with me the first 6 months. I used to tell her, I've got 4 tables outside, and how do I cook the food together? She's telling me, first do this, first do that. So obviously the love of cooking comes from mom. And believe it or not, I never once knew I'd have a restaurant or I'd even cook, because I preferred other people cooking, like my mom. But then when she became diagnosed with cancer, and I wanted to do something for her, because there's nobody in Nairobi, in Kenya, where I was from, that doesn't talk about my mom's cooking. And she was very popular with the food. And I know for a fact, if she wasn't a housewife, not that she was not happy, she loved being a housewife. She loved looking after my dad and us. I think she would have been an amazing entrepreneur, and she just didn't get the opportunity because, in our culture, it was very much just stay at home, look after the kids. But then that's why I want to dedicate something for her. So I opened it for her. Aww. And all the dishes are for her. And then of course, from the love of cooking the food and providing people, connecting people, it was obvious there was a need in the community for people who didn't have food to eat or needed support. Because at the end of the day, I come from a family where there's a lot of poverty in the country, in Kenya, and people help each other, and nobody should be sleeping in empty stomach. And my mom always did that. There was always food in the home, and there was always many people who would benefit from my mom. She would give a lot of food out. So I started just telling people if you need food they can come. So we opened like a soup kitchen kind of, and it still is open, and it worked really well. So now people know me. If they want something, they will come to us. I don't give families cooked food just for the day. I give them food parcels so they can cook themselves. Yeah. But most of the homeless, they know where to come. We even get phone calls from homeless now, and they say, we're coming at 8, can you please make sure we've got like a hot meal. And I think it's really important that obviously everything that I do is because what I saw in my mom, but also because it's my religion. So in Islam, we're supposed to give charity and not talk about it. And I think that's the reason that I never talked about it before, until one of my really good friends said, if you don't, people will not know where to go.
Can you tell us any stories behind some of the menu?
Sure. I mean, one thing that immediately I can tell you is the aubergine and lamb. So I'm a huge aubergine fan. I would eat aubergine every day if I could. My husband hates it, but it's very underrated. So aubergine and lamb, my mom used to cook the best. Obviously in Kenya we use more goat meat than lamb, but still it's amazing. So that's that's why it's called Naz's bagel gosh, because it's Naz. And the spinach again, my mom's used to love spinach. Gobi gosh, that's why it's called Dad's gobi gosh, because my dad loves cauliflower. He'll have, just like I love aubergine, he can have aubergine with everything. And coconut, my mom was born in Mombasa, in a seaside village. And so everything, she loved coconut. And a lot of people don't like coconut. So I love it. I love it. And I think that's why I've named it Seaside Coconut Fun, just for remembering where the coconut love came through. And of course the paneer tikka, the tikka spices. One of the reasons our food is very different to everybody else, we don't batch cook. We do cook the lamb and the lentils in the morning because we have to slow cook them. Everything else is prepared fresh. And the spices, I roast them how my mom taught me, and then they're grinded. That's why the flavors, even if you don't put any chili in the food, you can still smell the flavors, taste the flavors, and the cinnamon, the clove. Because a lot of people, they don't know how to. I mean, I'm not a master chef or a Michelin star chef, but I listen to what my mom used to talk about food, because she used to say that the food, a lot of people don't know how to cook it the proper way, to enhance the flavor. And I think you have to love what you do, otherwise it will never come out of it. Yeah. And then of course we've managed to win a lot of awards. We've been awarded many awards, best in Buckinghamshire, and I hope it continues. Hi, my name is Naseem. I'm the owner of Namji and Give Back to You UK. This video we have decided to make just to show our appreciation and what we have been through this past year since we went in lockdown. It's been a difficult time for all of us, and there were times when I didn't know if we can go through this or even make it to today where we are now, 2021. It's been an amazing journey. I've reflected a lot about how I spend my money or how I live my life. I always did do the homeless meals, and there's been 10 times more need now than ever, and I am so pleased, with the help of my faith, my religion and Allah and my mom and dad. And in honor of my mom, we started the soup kitchen, which is doing really well. And I've had absolute support from my husband and my son Adi, who has been so involved in this from the beginning. And I have a great team of staff who have worked tirelessly. Sometimes when we finish making one of these rounds of meals where we're cooking more than 800 to 900 meals a day, I can tell you it's really exhausting, but it's amazing how the whole community has come together. My favorite dish is biryani, lamb biryani. Absolutely love with potato, because I'm a big potato, as you can tell. I'm a huge potato fan. Yeah, so I love biryani because my mom made the best biryani, and since she's passed away, my sisters have tried to replicate. I've tried to. One of my sisters here has tried. She thinks she does, but no. And I think biryani makes me very close to my mom, and especially because every Sunday when we used to, all sisters, sit down to watch TV, there's a special TV show we used to watch, and at 1 o'clock the show used to start, and my mom knew if the biryani is not on the table at 1, there's going to be problems from all of us. It was the Seventh Heaven we used to watch. It's an American sitcom, and it's such a great memory we had because she used to, bless her, I feel so bad sometimes. She used to make sure that 12:55 the food is on the table and we're eating and watching. So it became like a family tradition.
And actually with that, there's a real heritage that's passed down through cooking, and I think we all know that. What would you say were the things that you picked up from your mum, that are significant to your family?
I think from my mum, I learned a lot of things from her. Number one, she made sure we were highly educated, all of us, because although she had a very happy life, and when I say this, I don't say negatively that there's a lot of people who love staying at home and raising their kids, nothing wrong with that. But she always said that she wanted us to be educated, and I believe if I wasn't educated, I would have struggled when I got divorced, and I was a single mom. But because I was educated, I was in a corporate world, and with everything that happened, and she didn't, in the aspect of, she was bullied a lot by my father's family, a lot. And I always saw her being quiet, and used to always really wind me up. I used to tell Mom, say something, and she used to say no, allow him to speak for me. She always said that. So even in my hardest time of life, when I felt, this person, I've actually remembered her words, and I learned that from her. And I think it's the best thing to do. She used to say silence. And I've learned now that I've matured. Although I have made a lot of mistakes, in the sense I have let it out a lot of times, but it hasn't benefited anyone. So I learned that from her. I learned from her about the passion of giving others, always helping, and she always smiled. It wasn't up until we were a bit older that I understood behind her smile there was this depression. And when she went through menopause, no idea about it. But so I learned a lot that you don't know what people are going through at all. Sorry, I get a bit emotional.
No, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
No. One thing I did learn from her, and I do regret it, is tailoring. That's why the sewing machine is there. So that's why we do the sewing projects. She didn't let us stitch. She didn't let us learn, because I've seen her actually stay up till 12 o'clock at night stitching all the family clothes for free. All the family, terrible. They would just dump these clothes on her. But she made sure we had very good clothes. And we have 5 sisters and 1 brother. So always well dressed. So that's, I didn't learn. None of my sisters did actually. But she didn't let us.
What are your hopes for Namji?
How people sometimes can't afford, or not even afford, so much time to cook. So I'm going to be starting selling these meals, which are already in the market. I know people do it. So I'm thinking I can start selling like a 7-day meal prep plan, so people can put it in the fridge and then just heat it up and eat it, and it will be nice, exactly how you have it here. and make it affordable so that they can afford to eat it. Food brings people together, and I think it's just not a culture thing. I think it's a human thing, that it doesn't matter what religion you follow, who you are. When you just, food brings people together, and so there's a lot of infusion in this food from the love of my mom's cooking, my dad's eating, till today, he loves eating, and although he misses my mom terribly, they had good 45 years together. So it means every time we're eating, there's always a story, there's always a passion. Oh, Dad loves it. When my dad came to visit us, you should have met him. He was so happy being in the restaurant, because he would bully the staff to give him fried stuff when he wasn't allowed. But he loved being here, and he was so happy to see my mom's legacy.